I love seeing the girls put more effort into their appearance, looking polished and put together. Not only does it lift your own spirits, but those around you. But there's one step that a lot of people are still missing that's preventing them from being the complete pretty package, and I'm going to help you with that today.
Keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking to me, but I just want to see you move.
Hi pretty people, it's Crystal, your very own personal beauty pro. If this is your first time here, I actually am a professional makeup artist. My primary work is in commercial and advertising. I also do editorial in many a New York Fashion Week. I've worked in so many other facets of the beauty industry. What I absolutely love doing is taking that professional behind the scenes experience, sharing encouragement, education, and entertainment through beauty. Today is a special treat because we have not done an episode of On That Note in a while. And On That Note is when we actually incorporate fragrance, because fragrance is often that missing step that makes you the entire pretty package. You would be amazed at the effect that a gorgeous fragrance can have on you and those around you. And what better way to start than with the compliment getters. Each and every one of these fragrances have a compliment story behind them. I've gotten real life, unexpected compliments from these perfumes. They are gorgeous. I'm calling them the compliment queens, and they are going to make you feel like royalty. This first one has really become like the it girl fragrance in the last 2 years or so. It's Valentino Donna, born in Roma. This is as delicious as everyone says it is. I remember when I first discovered it, I was going through some of my mini samples and I almost tossed this one. Something told me to give that little sample a spritz, and I instantly loved it. It was full bottle worthy in a matter of seconds. My only regret is that I didn't get the larger size. It is sweet and sensual and beautiful. It has fruity and floral elements. Some of the star notes in this are the jasmine sambac, the delicious vanilla bourbon, and that really sensual woody cashmere. This is a year-round fragrance. I really feel like it can be worn day or night. This is an all day, all night compliment getter. I've worn this just out and about shopping, outdoor events, barbecues, and dinners. Every time it gets a compliment. It usually starts with something like, somebody smells so good. Oh my goodness, it's you. You smell so good. Oh, what are you wearing? What is that? It's sweet and feminine and flirty. Projects and leaves a beautiful scent trail or sillage. It performs beautifully. It has a beautiful longevity. Valentino Donna, born in Roma. This is Lancome's Nuit Trésor. A gourmand, woody, fruity, floral, and it is all of that. Super feminine and gorgeous to have on any woman's vanity. This is so delicious. Lancome's actually a gorgeous fragrance house. It has a heart of black rose, but it also has raspberry, frankincense, and vanilla. Warm, spicy, sweet, delicious combo. Lancome calls it bewitching, and it really is alluring. It draws people in. It's sweet and flirty, but it's a totally different fragrance. It has more depth and more intrigue. I feel like any fragrance can be worn day or night, but maybe that's because I love a little extra. If I had to put it in a category, I would say it was maybe toward the more evening. This is rich and has enough presence to go to a formal affair or really nice dinner out. It's difficult to describe because it's not a cookie cutter fragrance, but it has some familiar elements, that familiar sweet floral, but it's so much more. Lancome's La Nuit Trésor. And then we have La Nuit Trésor à la Folie, a flanker of the original. And this time, this is one of the flankers that are done extremely well. This is a gorgeous interpretation of the original. You get a bit more of a fiery rose in this one. It also has a sensual earthiness from patchouli, a musky vanilla. Still has the delicious DNA of the original. And dare I say, this gets as many, if not more, compliments. Whether I am picking up a package, Amazon is delivering one, I'm getting in and out of my vehicle, I get compliments everywhere. Literally in the produce aisle, the gentlemen working there had to stop me in Strawberries and tell me how good I smelled. I love a sweet, delicious fragrance, but I know that's not everybody's scent profile. Some people like something a little bit more edgy, woodier, or spicy. This one falls into that category. This is Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. A few years ago, I don't know if I would have been courageous enough to try something like this, and now this is one of my favorite categories. Earthy and edgy, but it still has some sweetness. This is warm and opulent. The name describes it extremely well. Tobacco and vanilla are stars of the show. It also has ginger, dried fruit, tonka bean, sweet wood sap. So many of those notes also have an element of sweetness. It's perfectly unisex. It is so magnetic. I get in the mood for this most often in the fall or winter, the early spring as well. If I was going to wear it in warmer weather, it would definitely be more so in the evening. I started getting compliments on this before I even purchased it. I tried a sample in store, and when I went shoe shopping afterwards, I was already getting compliments on this fragrance, which actually is what sealed the deal. I have to try Vanille Fatale. I hear that's a slightly more feminine leaning interpretation of this. This would be gorgeous for a night out. Along those same dark, spicy compliment getting lines is Jo Malone's Myrrh and Tonka. This is also deep and spicy, but the star of this one is Myrrh. This smells so divine. This also has vanilla, tonka bean, and it also has an almond element that a lot of people don't mention. Also have the body cream, and it is beautiful. It's so intense. It's such a luxe body cream, but it's also beautiful as a base for the Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. I have no performance issues out of this fragrance, although it is a cologne intense. People compliment it, much to my surprise, because you would think maybe this wouldn't be as popular a note as maybe some of the sweet, fruity florals. Even gotten compliments picking up a pizza at the drive-thru. This is Passion de l'Amour from House of Sillage. I almost played myself out of the compliments that I get on this one, because when I first sampled the House of Sillage, at first whiffed, I said immediately no. But after hearing people rave about it so much, I revisited it. Sure enough, that next time around, I guess I had matured enough to appreciate it, and now I really do love it. And some of the star notes in this is saffron, raspberry, oud, caramel. This is a sweet, exotic, woody fragrance. Almost has a tart, zesty twist to it. Primarily that woodiness with the sweetness woven through, and that unique twist that oud has. Oud is woody, but it almost smells like the fuel from wood, which makes sense since wood produces different types of fuel. This is one that I would reach for more so in the evening and for a night out, for special occasions and events, when you are just feeling lavish. This is intoxicating. On more than one occasion, I have gotten "You smell rich." Some of you may have heard of this girl. This is Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. She's been the talk of the town for a while, and there are a lot of people who say they don't get much in the way of longevity, but I do get compliments when I wear it. I admittedly do have to douse myself. This is a warm, sweet gourmand in the truest sense of a gourmand. It is luscious. This is like a luscious cherry liqueur. It has notes of Turkish rose, jasmine, sandbag, in addition to, of course, the black cherry liqueur and almond. It is sinfully syrupy. And I don't know who could help but compliment you if they could smell it on you. Really nice day or night. Tom Ford's Delicious Lost Cherry. This is by one of my favorite and truly a gifted parfuma. This concoction is from the nose of Francis Kurkdjian, and the fragrance house is Maison Francis Kurkdjian. This is Gentle Fluidity Gold. I think this is absolutely scrumptious. It has a uniqueness about it. There are some comparisons, but I think that this is unique. It has coriander, musks, vanilla, amberwood. The way it's blended together creates this exotic vanilla. It's so delicious. This is definitely an all occasion fragrance. This is one that will shine day or evening, and it has a beautiful sillage and scent trail, it gives you a nice radiant scent bubble, and it's very magnetic and alluring. You may have heard of this next one. It's by the same fragrance house, Baccarat Rouge 540. I heard people rave about it for a couple of years, and one day I decided I would try the body oil. It was love at first sniff. I knew I had to have the parfum. I have enjoyed every drop of it. Not only do I love it, but it garners compliments. The first thing I got from this fragrance was warm, radiant, spun sugar. Sort of like an ambery, woody cotton candy, but in the most elevated, unique sense possible. Though it has a sweetness, there is nothing juvenile about it at all. It's so delicious, you would actually expect that you would see sweet notes. The notes give no indication of what this is going to smell like. It has facets of jasmine, ambergris, saffron, mineral notes, cedar. I just truly feel like it's one of the masterpieces of our time. I think it will go down in fragrance history sort of as the Chanel number 5 of this era. Parfum de Marly, Delina exclusive. One of the most gorgeous fragrances ever. A flanker is when they take an original fragrance and they make a spin-off, basically. Sometimes those are done well, sometimes they're overdone. For me, some of the best flankers ever done are Delina and her sisters. If I had to have just one of the 3 Delinas, I'd probably ask you to let me keep 2. That's that delicious Rose Damascena. It has pear, lychee, grapefruits, fruity aspects to it. But I think the star for me is the incense, vanilla, and musk. It is indeed a man magnet. If you're in trouble with the hubby, this will get you back in his good graces. This is a compliment queen. You can see people's expressions change. Not only do they tell you how good you smell, but everyone wants to know what it is. It projects to no end. Sillage is divine. Longevity is unmatched. Without exaggeration, I would put this in the masterpiece category. This compliment queen is wearing her crown. This is Louis Crown. It's scrumptious. If I had to put this in a category, this would fall in my sweetened oud-like category. That woody, exotic tone with some sweetness. And I really feel like we don't know the half of what's actually in this. They highlight cedar, patchouli, tonka, but I know there's a lot more going down in this deliciousness. This and Passion de l'Amour get the same type of compliments. People tell you you smell rich. You also get delicious and you smell so good. This is gorgeous. This is a standout. There are a couple of more in this line that I like as well. Beautiful sillage and performance. Although it reminds me of Passion de l'Amour, it definitely has a uniqueness about it. I can't prove it, but I feel like there's an almond in here. I'm trying to think of another synonym, but scrumptious is the only thing that's coming to mind. This also has some similarity to Bond No. 9's Nomad. Compliment Queen, Louis Crown. Any of those would be a gorgeous addition to any girl's collection. They are sure to get you compliments and have you treated like royalty. And any of those would be the perfect perfumes to complete a pretty look. Now you know I want to know what your compliment queen fragrances are, so I'll be looking for those in the comment. But on that note, I will see you in the next video.
You keep on talking, but I just want to see you move.